Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, and thank all of you for joining us today on behalf of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, along with our partners at the Department of State, the Department of Commerce, USAID, the Embassy of Ukraine. Welcome to the U.S. Ukraine Partnership Forum. I'd like to give special recognition to the many companies that are represented here today. They are here because they're ready to help, because they want to make a difference in Ukraine. They understand the critical importance of public-private partnerships, and we are so proud and grateful to have so many strong, great American companies with us this morning. Thank you. This week, as you all know, ministers of finance, central bank governors, they're all meeting here. You know that because you're in the business, and you know that because of all the traffic you encountered trying to get here this morning. It's Halloween and the Christmas tree lighting and World Bank Week, right, that are always the worst of the traffic in DC. These meetings are particularly important, I think, this year as we meet these global challenges that are happening all at once. High inflation, slowing growth, rising interest rates, and true threats to financial stability. Here at the Chamber, we're hosting nearly 24 finance ministers from around the world for really important conversations on these challenges. And we are feeling more than any other year a palpable sense of urgency around the long-term implications. It is why we chose this moment to discuss the ongoing war in Ukraine, which continues to dominate the foreign policy landscape. Now, some may wonder why the U.S. Chamber of Commerce would host this forum. What does a conflict halfway around the world have to do with American business? But those of you who know us well know that the Chamber has been at the forefront of anticipating and addressing the challenges that face not just companies, but countries. And the war in Ukraine continues to have a significant impact both on global security and on economic stability. It sent energy prices soaring, impacted critical supply chains, and we've seen the disruption the war has created in the global food supply. Moreover, the unprovoked invasion of a country by a regional power armed with nuclear weapons has profound implications for the global rules-based order. But where Putin anticipated a swift victory, he was met with fierce resistance and bravery by the Ukrainian people. And instead of division, he was met with unified and full-throated support for Ukraine from the United States, our NATO allies, and many others around the world. Finland's entry into NATO last week is the latest indication of the profound shifts that are occurring on the global stage. We look forward to Sweden following not far behind. The U.S. business community understands the significance of this war as well and has stepped up to meet this moment in impressive fashion. More than $1 billion in corporate humanitarian assistance has been committed to Ukraine. This is aid that provides food, shelter, clean water for those affected by the war. It's helping ensure access to education and mental health resources. And it's being deployed to safely settle Ukrainian refugees, most of whom are women and children in neighboring countries. Our nation's commitment to Ukraine has never wavered. And as the war enters its second year, that commitment is more important than ever and reflects bipartisan support from Congress, the administration, and of course the president. This support was on full display at the Munich Security Conference earlier this year, where nearly 25% of Congress, including leaders from both the House and Senate, were in attendance. What was also really clear in Munich was that governments alone cannot address these challenges. It is the private sector that must help rebuild the country and stabilize the economy, much as it did after World War II. We know that recovery and modernization of Ukraine will require an unprecedented amount of time, money, and commitment. It will be an enormous undertaking that will require multi-year engagement and international coordination, as well as significant financial investment from the people in this room. To prepare for this effort, the U.S. Chamber is launching a Ukraine business initiative to unify and facilitate the business community's involvement. This initiative will focus not just on rebuilding Ukraine's former capacity, but on growing market potential and reorienting markets towards new trade and investment partners. Today, we are fortunate enough to have the opportunity to hear from senior U.S. and Ukrainian government officials, business executives, and thought leaders on reconstruction, recovery, and modernization of Ukraine when the war is won. We look forward to partnering with all of you in this important work, and we will continue to share details of how you can get involved. As we begin, I want to emphasize something President Zelensky said in his address to the joint meeting of Congress. American support for Ukraine is not charity. It's investment in global security and democracy. An investment in Ukraine's future is an investment in our collective future.